Okay, welcome to my SmartPlans class. Today we're basically going to start from the very beginning. So we're going to go into settings, make sure your marketing profiles look like how they should, making sure that you have your reply to emails correct in your command email. And I'm going to talk about Twilio as well as an option. And all of that. So first things first, what I always do is I go up here to my name because that is where your settings are. So then we're going to go ahead and click settings. It's going to load. And then I'm going to go ahead and check my connect settings over here in my marketing profile. Now, we always start here. I know if you've been to a few classes, you probably are like, yes, I got it all taken care of. It looks how I want it to. It has all my information correct. However, that pulls to so many different places. So I always want to make sure that it's updated for you. So that includes your profile photos or like your headshots, team logos, details about you, your real estate licenses, everything that you need on there. It also has your brokerage information as well. I'm gonna turn off this waiting room. Okay. Next thing I always talk about as well is going back to your general setting, or not your general settings, your settings in general. So I'm just clicking on my name again, going back to my original settings. And that is because at the very bottom, if you scroll down, your command emails, we have email services and we have messaging. So your command email down here, you want to make sure that you click manage. This is showing your sender name and it's also showing your reply to email. So typically this should revert to your KW email that you have in there. However, if it doesn't, you can change it. I've got a few different email options in here because you have your recovery email, which is probably a personal. You also have your KW and you can type one in if you're wanting to utilize a different email for reply to from those emails that you're sending out in your SmartPlans. You also will see your monthly account usage. So you do get 5,000 emails per month that is included with your command. So 5,000 emails a month is a lot. You can also manage your subscription and see how much it would cost to get more. So if you want up to 10,000 per month, it's $10 a month and so on and so forth. You can go ahead and upgrade that at any time if you're utilizing it.
So with that, we have our email address. Does that mean that like doing stuff through command, we can do 5,000 or is that in our, just our email in general?
Nope. Only through command.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying. I was like,
yeah.
I get lots of spam.
No. Your KW email is a Gmail platform. It's used just like any other email, but this is just how many you get within command using, it's being sent from command.
Okay.
So manage command email, that is under what? How did you get to that?
I'm in settings and I went down to command email and I clicked manage. Are you in your command settings?
I thought it was.
So go ahead and click on your name again and then click settings.
I'm there. I have that up.
Okay, scroll down.
Oh, it's way down.
Yeah, it's at the bottom. Email services, command email.
Connect more command email. Okay,
Yep.
got it.
Yep, and then you click manage. MailChimp is just another way that you can send out email campaigns. Totally up to you. You do all get a MailChimp email account. And it's just personal preference. There is plenty of articles that show you how to utilize the MailChimp and then plenty of articles to show you how to utilize the command email as well. Command email, I typically revert to that, but if you're wanting to utilize MailChimp, you can. Okay, last thing I like to talk about down here is Twilio. Twilio is automatic texting. Now, I say use SmartPlans smartly. I recommend if you are new to SmartPlans, do not connect to Twilio just yet, just because I know Sheila just walked away, but she started doing it and she was having some issues with it. So we're looking at that today. So I always say use them smartly, get comfortable with utilizing SmartPlans first, and then go ahead and connect to Twilio account. If you want text messages to be sent automatically, there is also the option for text
I would have
tasks.
signed up for 2 months, but it didn't, I'm just now noticing it gave me my number and I don't know what to do with it. My Twilio number.
What was the question?
Your Twilio number, it's like you have no call forwarding number assigned to this account. click manage to set up call forwarding. And I've been given a number. I didn't have it when I signed up for it 2 months ago.
Yes, so they give you a number, it's not gonna be it's not gonna be your number.
So I'll just have to
We'll take a
follow
look
it.
at, yeah,
Okay,
I would
got it.
follow
Okay.
that, yep.
Okay,
Anyways, Twilio, there is text tasks, so even if you do have a text message incorporated within a smart plan, it's okay, it will be a task for you to send the text, it will not automatically send it for you. I just scrolled down, Sheila.
I'm like scrolling down and not seeing that. I was,
For messaging?
are you under general? It looks like you're still under marketing profile.
No, I'm not, I'm under
Oh.
general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went back and clicked my name and then hit settings again.
Okay, as I'm
Yeah.
like, where are we at? Cause I heard Twilio, which, you
Yeah,
know,
and-
that is not, I literally want to unconnect it.
I know, and
I'm not doing it yet,
we're
but
gonna look at that here in just a second and see what happened. That's why I say use it smartly, get comfortable with smart plans, and then you are more than welcome to have it automatically text, but there is always the other option as well, text task over automatic, okay? Okay, always just wanna make sure our settings look good because that is where everything pulls from. So your settings is like your key holder to everything. So next what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna go into a contact because I do wanna show, actually, let's just go straight into smart plans. Okay, so, smart plans, can anyone tell me what smart plans are?
the plans that you can basically drip to clients that are, you
Okay.
set them up on.
Yeah, yeah.
Like email.
yes, cool.
it's
Any
an
other
autoresponder.
autoresponder? Okay, what's like the main goal of it?
To touch your clients.
Yes,
Build
stay in contact, right?
relationships.
Stay in contact automatically without having to do it one by one. Exactly, yes. Okay, so what's really cool, so I do not have a Twilio account connected, so that's why it's yelling at me. So you will see this bar and it will be like, learn more, subscribe in your KW marketplace. It gives you plenty of options for it. Right now, we're currently in the My Smart Plans. These are smart plans that are in my personal library is what I like to say, or in my personal command. Everybody's is gonna look differently, especially depending on whenever you had joined KW. Scott Leroy, KWRI actually puts a lot of the Keller Williams Smart Plans into your library. You can remove those, you can do all of that. Now, the only thing with Keller Williams Smart Plans is you cannot delete areas in it. You can edit the content in it, but you can't like do a lot of editing on them. You can edit the content only, that's it. And that's because they have it, there's a lot of special algorithms on the back end that are utilizing dates and all of that. So leave those ones how they are, just edit them with your information or whatever you're wanting to say. So I have quite a few smart plans in here. You'll notice that I have, if you see an eyeball next to a smart plan, then that means that there are contacts connected to that smart plan. If you click on it, it will show you every person that is connected to that smart plan right there. You can remove people by doing this. You can remove them, you can whatever. You can also add people to it. So if you go over here to the little add contact button, this is one way you can add a contact to a smart plan. Now, this way you can only add 20 people at a time. If you go into your contacts, so I'm gonna go to contacts really fast. You can actually select all of your contacts by filtering them out by tagging them. You can also just go through and just select just a few people at a time, like, oh, I wanna add these 4 people to my smart plan. So I went ahead and selected those. Select bulk action, sorry, I jumped down, and then add to smart plan. This is another way that you can add contacts to a smart plan. Now, the cool thing about that is you can also remove people from smart plans that way as well. Or if you go into a contact, let me go into my guinea pig account that I use a lot. Maybe. Then you can also see that there are smart plans over here on the right side. You click on that, it shows what smart plans they're part of. You can trash them, or you can also add them to a smart plan that way. So there's many ways to do everything in command. There's always at least 2 ways to do something in command. So if one way is not working, try another way. Very, very rare, but sometimes, you know, it is technology and it might have a small glitch. So that's why we always have another way to get something accomplished. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my smart plans. like I was saying, this is my library, right? So these are all the smart plans that are currently in my own library. I can actually bump this down, click the little arrow, it'll tell me what the stages are for those, and it'll tell me like what text and stuff are on it. Did you figure something out?
No, I just, like, I have the neighborhood things, I have people's addresses, but like I just pulled up, my insurance guide that I use all the time, and it has Southern Hills on here, it's been sending him Southern Hills updates. The neighborhood, he lives in Nixa.
Got it. Is he wanting to move to Southern Hills?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We can take it.
I'm just thinking he's probably laughing when he gets these.
No, maybe he'll move to Southern Hills. You just never know. He's like, oh, that house is cool. That's the point, right?
Oh, I'm just like,
Um,
how the heck did that get connected to that?
I don't know. We'll take a look at it here in a second. Okay, so these are just ones that I have that I can actually edit. So if I click the edit button, which is the pencil, you know, you can edit anything in Command if you just go ahead and click the pencils. So I'm just gonna grab one that I already have in here, and then we'll go to the library and talk about that here in just a second. So this is my buyer post open house follow-up. You can add a trigger event. A trigger event is a tag. So once you add somebody that has a specific tag into your contacts, then it will automatically start this smart plan, okay? That's if you want to add a trigger event. You do not have to. However, it can be beneficial, especially for open houses. So like, what if you do want to have a drip campaign for somebody over the next 2 weeks after they've come to your open house? Then you can go ahead, because you're going to tag them as an open house in your contacts, which is very wise to do. So then that way it'll automatically start that smart plan, or you can also just you can add them to it manually as well. So there's different actions over here that you can have for smart plans. This one starts with an email. So it sends an email, it says who the reply to is, it says the subject, and it has just a very simple email type, right? And it's just hello, and this is what we call a merge field. So merge fields automatically put the information in whenever you have those. And it's really nice because it does make them blue so you can see them. It'll automatically pull the contact's first name and send them this email. This down here, you can input your information, or you can also do merge tags or merge fields as well. That's up to you. But since it's gonna be an email from you, also, if you're on a team, I recommend just typing it in. So like for you, Holly, for you and Dayton, I recommend just putting Dayton and Holly Lovin, and then go ahead and just put your information that you're wanting at the end. Does that make sense? Okay. Because it's not gonna pull both of you, it's only gonna pull one of you. So, just my little tip there. Okay, as you can see, I can move this email down. I would be able to move it up. However, if this is the start, right? I can't move it up because there's nothing above it. I can delete this or I can save it. Now over here, the different actions, so you can create a task. This will then send a task to your notifications through your phone, through your app, on your homepage in your task area. The great thing about that is then you can do it straight from your phone and it will say like, how did this go? That kind of thing. You can make a phone call. Now, remember, this does not have a dialer. So this is also going to send a task to you to call this person. So that's going to come through as a task as well. Emails are going to automatically send from your command email, right? You can also send a text message, and let me get down. I think there's a text. Here we go. So see how it says send text, and you can send an automated text if you have Twilio. Now it is yelling at me, see it? Because my Twilio is not connected. So, or you can just create a text task. If you do a text task, then it will just show like, hey, here's a task description, here's a task name. It'll say, you can put in there like text, contact, first name, contact, last name, merge fields. And then you can put the task description, like follow up on open house, you know, just as reminders, because sometimes you're like, who is this person and why am I doing this? Especially if you are utilizing smart plans and tasks for your business appropriately and on a high level, then you're going to probably have like 30 notifications every single day, right? Because you got to text this person, you got to call this person, you got to follow up this person, you got to, you know, whatever. So it's really nice because it will actually give you those options as well. Delays. So delays is basically going from, so this text went out, then it's going to like set 4 days, and then it's going to send another email. Again, you are putting the contact in for those emails, right? So that's what's really nice about that. Then at the very bottom, so we've got more text messages. This has like so this is over 18 days, it's 13 steps, and 6 touches. So that's just a way for you to figure out how long it's gonna be. Now, you can then add them to a smart plan at the end. So this is basically adding them to the monthly neighborhood nurture, because most likely by now you may have received a response. Where are they looking? So then that way you can go ahead and add the neighborhood to their contact card and send those monthly neighborhood nurtures, right? If they're looking in the neighborhood that you had the open house, or maybe surrounding neighborhoods, you can add them to the different neighborhoods, and then that way that email will go out automatically once a month or twice a month if you choose a bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. But either way, it's a really good way to stay in contact. Now, you can again remove people from your smart plans. If someone says, stop, I don't want to talk to you, I'm working with an agent, easily just remove them from the smart plan. So that way it stops sending those reminders, right? And then you can make a note in there and say like, working with an agent, talk to you in 3 years.
So if they send you a thing that says like, if I got a notifications that said stop when the Twilio was,
So Twilio is different. It will automatically remove them.
that's what I was hoping for,
Yep.
because I've gotten multiple stops, because you know, in just a few days, 300.
It will automatically stop texting them. We're gonna have to take a look at what you got going on over there. 'Cause
I'm just asking, because I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I hope I'm not, you know.
yeah, no, you're fine. And we can go through and see like, hey, is this person still on this smart plan? Because they may still be receiving your email.
Uh-huh,
They also would have to say like, unsubscribe from your email.
uh-huh.
That's the whole thing. And most likely if they did that, then they probably did. Okay. And it'll show in your timeline if they remove themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
As I started putting contacts in, I tagged them to a certain group.
Okay.
But there's all these lists of things that I haven't set up in here,
Like a different tag.
like long-term nurture, midterm, and there's people in them. And I don't know how the people.
On the smart plans. Let's
Yeah.
take a look at that at the end of class.
Okay,
Okay. Okay. Pretty much the biggest thing is if you're making edits, go ahead and make sure you save them. That's a big thing. There's a big save button up here, or you can save by each area of the smart plan as well. Any questions so far? How to edit a smart plan, other than some one-offs. I gotta look at those ones, just,
yeah, I
To see
mean, I
what's
haven't
going
gotten so far to like start putting in like the series of emails that are gonna go to that group.
yeah, let me take a look at it and see.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so next thing I'm gonna go ahead and do, so there's like the third little area. This is just copying it. So if there are people on a smart plan, you cannot edit it. You can copy it and then make your changes going forward. So like if you made one and it was for 2023 and you're like, okay, I gotta get my 2024 one started with whatever content you have, you will not be able to edit the 2023. You'll have to copy it and then make your changes going forward. Does that make sense? Cool. Okay, you can also delete this from your library. Or if you're like, wow, my smart plan's amazing, you can publish it to the KWRI library so everybody can see it. So, okay, this is the wonderful KWRI library. So this has just smart plans that are uploaded from so many different people. Okay, so different agents, there's a bunch from KWRI. The Keller Williams ones, like I said, you cannot make certain edits to them. You can edit content, but you can't actually edit like the stages of it. But there's plenty of options in here as well. So see, these ones are Keller Williams. You can see who the author is. You can see how many downloads. You can see the star ratings for them. You can see how many steps, durations, and touches that they are. Marty Miller is my personal favorite. Always recommend him. And if you were interested in looking at the steps, you can click the view steps. It'll say adding it to a smart plan, delaying 10 days. Then there's a call, delaying 10 more days, sending a value email, buyer or seller to this contact, sending a text. So these are what we call dynamic text. So if you are utilizing Twilio, you can do dynamic text messages. So now it's not sending the same text every single time, because this smart plan restarts. Okay, what is this called? All right, hold on. My long-term nurture, okay? Makes sense, right? So these dynamic texts, so if you do have Twilio on, it will send a different one every single month. So there's 6 here, and it's just sending them to you every single month. Then that way they're not getting the exact same one, especially if they're not responding to it. That can be something.
Type in, I put in my long-term nurture in the.
It's just the
library.
first one.
Why did that not pop?
Oh,
up?
I clicked on his name, that's why I think.
Oh.
I clicked on his name, hold on.
Doop, doop, doop.
Oh, he has a monthly call plan. That's what's the homepage.
Okay, so I typed in Marty Miller and it says 6-day command 4.0.
Yeah, he has a ton, cause he does a lot of training with KWRI.
Okay. It just
So-
shows 11 is what it shows.
Yeah,
and it
so
doesn't show that
mine
one.
shows like 9. I don't know.
Interesting.
It might just be showing differently, but this
How
is
about
just,
author name? Let me try that.
yes.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, cool.
Mine was, okay.
Yep, long-term nurture. So he just has that one, but it's just showing the dynamic options to make sure that they're going through different ones. Yep, yep. Okay, cool. Questions on any of that? Okay. Smart plans seem a little scary at first. And sometimes they just go wild, but most of the time, they should be doing exactly with what it's saying it's doing. But just be very careful with, if you are adding people to a smart plan, making sure it's edited. Because if you copy it from the library, it's gonna copy the exact one that was uploaded. So if somebody puts their name and information at the bottom of it, like that other one just said like agent name and like, you know,
Yeah.
very generic. But some of them say their actual names, and you wanna make sure that it's saying your information. So making sure that it's edited properly
So I have to
before
edit
you
it.
start setting it
Yeah,
out.
Okay,
Now, you can also create one from scratch. So you're just creating it. This is, I would put test plan, but I think I already created one. It's a sample. Again, you just add steps that you want to add. So I'm gonna go ahead, here was the task. I tried to drag it, apparently dragging it is not the thing to do anymore. You can just click delays, then it's a text message. I can maximize how many days, but it's basically just adding them in and you're creating everything yourself rather than taking it from a library, but everything else is
Can you
the same.
create one?
I mean, basically what I'm doing is just taking it from the actions, just like I would do with editing it, but I'm just creating one from scratch.
Right.
So I'm just putting like whatever I would want. So like if you do have like an event or something coming up and you wanna go ahead and create a smart plan that's inviting people to it, then you can grab one from the library and edit that, or you can just create one yourself.
Okay,
This is just from scratch.
I know, but I was trying to do that and I don't know, it wasn't working.
Okay, let's take a look at when we're done, okay? Cause I'm
Okay.
almost done, cause all I was basically doing was sharing the last steps.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Any questions? Okay, we have time. We have an hour, you and I. So, okay, cool. Pretty easy, short, sweet, simple. What about action items?
How do you set up the call forwarding? How do you set that up?
I didn't know that there was call forwarding with Twilio. It could be a new feature.
Okay.
They have Twilio like how-to guides with it, so I would recommend, we might have to take a look at some of those.
Okay,
Okay.
I didn't know where I put the phone number in to call forwarded. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah, I'll take a look and see what you got.
I mean, thank God to Emily. I didn't know the reason why I hadn't been able to answer this phone for 6 months. When I got it, it had been forwarded to a number I didn't recognize.
Yeah, that happens.
How does that
Um,
happen if you don't get?
It's
if
with
you
your
don't do it?
carrier. It has to be something with your, I don't know. Any other
Okay.
questions on smart plans? And then we'll go ahead and if you have anything or you need one-on-one time, you wanna work through something. Sheila and I did meet about her event invite. We're gonna take a look at what happened, but if you do need help with that or you want something one-on-one, please feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to meet with you, okay?
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Was there any questions online? Do we have any action items that we want to talk about? Are we all going to start utilizing a smart plan? What's maybe one smart plan we're wanting to utilize? Anyone?
I'm using the smart plans already. It's a nice action.
Cool. I love it. Thank you, Brad.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I
Holly.
do a lot of open
Hi, Brad, by
houses,
the
so I
way.
liked it that it had several related to open houses.
Yes.
So I don't have to think.
You're not having to think. And it's just the content, right? Sometimes you're like, what do I put in this text message? Or what should this email say?
Mhm.
Or what's my next step? That's why I do recommend the library quite often. I don't typically recommend creating one directly from scratch because all the library, you can delete stuff, you can change the whole thing. If you just wanted one spot, one part of it, one step, keep that one step and then build everything else around it. And you can add your own actions, you can do anything that you want. You can delete things, you're like, oh, I don't wanna add them to that smart plan automatically, I want them to tell me to do it, and then I'll do it myself. And I recommend that when you're first getting started, just because sometimes things can go a little wonky, I don't know.
I think the first one I created and I tried to send, it gave me that warning about, texting somebody that you don't know.
Yeah, so you do still have to make sure that with do not call lists and things like that.
I mean, that's what stopped me. I mean, I got in there and I had met all of those.
Yeah.
And had conversations with them, but then,
But it's fine, they just tell you to stop. If they
okay,
don't want you contacting them, they will tell you.
right,
And as long as they've given us their information, we are good to contact them until they say stop.
Correct. Yeah,
So
Okay.
if you have their information because they handed it to you.
they
you're
gave it
good
to you. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. And you know what? People, they're gonna do that. They're gonna say like, no, I don't want to be contacted, whatever. Some people, I get tons of texts every single day. I finally said stop to Buff City Soap today. I haven't been there in like over a year. So, but I still get text messages every month from them.
so what plan do we use for emails? The same?
No, emails come directly from command. It's your command
Okay,
email.
Okay,
Mhm.
and Twilio is just texting to a phone,
Only texting. It's automatic.
okay.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording. If anybody else has any questions, go ahead and let me know, but always happy to meet with you one-on-one if you're wanting to do something specific. I have plenty of times in my calendar open for those.